Hi, in this week's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for Peloton riders, and at the end, I'm going to give you a really big tip. Let's get cracking. So first, which may sound counterintuitive, is don't go for max effort every ride. My friend used to go for max effort, he'd then get off the bike, tell me he felt amazing, and then he wouldn't get on the bike for a week because he couldn't face going through that again. He now trains every other day, and he goes for an effort that's sustainable so he can ride every other day without starting to resent getting on the bike. He still gets PBs, but he picks his battles. And this is all about consistency. So imagine there's 10 of you, right? And then number 10 is 3 a.m. You're drunk, you're covered in Doritos, you're watching Murder, She Wrote that's been dubbed into Swahili. That you don't want to be that person. Then there's number 1 of you. Now, number 1 of you is sharp, really sharp. You can't get too close, you might get cut. But your favourite subject is 27 ways to cook kale. Don't be that person either. Be number 3 you. And what I mean by that is be consistent. Being consistent is better than being occasionally brilliant at something. It's like the book. No matter how many times I read it, the tortoise always beats the hare. My next tip is don't worry too much about the leaderboard. So the leaderboard's here. There's 21,716 people on this ride. Currently I'm last because I'm not actually riding the bike. But what you'll find is sometimes you might be in the top 25%, sometimes the bottom 25%. Don't worry, each ride is different and some rides you might be better at than others. The important thing to look at is just here. So this is a 20-minute ride. If I look at my 20-minute personal record, I can see that after this amount of time here, in my best ride, I had an output of 10. And your output is a combination of cadence and resistance. So I can compare myself directly to me and not anyone else on the leaderboard. If you really don't like the leaderboard, and maybe if you're just starting, you can even just tap the leaderboard away and it's gone completely. My next tip is don't just spend all your time on the bike or your tread, do the other workouts as well. If you've got a Peloton bike like I have, I've had a TFD pivot fitted. I'll link to that at the end of this video. I'll link you to some other videos, which enables me to tilt and turn and pivot my standard bike Peloton screen. If you've got the Bike Plus, you'll be able to do this anyway. And what you'll find is up here, they're not just putting the rides on, they're putting all the other rides, all the other live rides, and you can count yourself in for these rides, all workouts. If you go to classes, here's all the classes. This is just showing, I'm on the bike, so this is just showing all the cycling rides. But you can click boot camp if you want to do half on the bike and half off the bike. It might not be exactly half and half. Or you can just click all the workouts, and this brings you all the workouts. And you can just search, say, by length and maybe music genre. Cool, they look difficult, don't they? Next is all about personal best. So when you start riding, you'll find that you're getting lots of PBs. My advice would be, don't go and try and smash a PB out of the water. The reason being is it's then harder to get another PB. I know this sounds like a bit of a lazy approach, but it kind of comes around to keeping yourself interested on the bike. So if you beat your PB by a little bit, you know that you've got something you can aim for to try and beat in the future, rather than some amazing bike ride you had 3 years ago that you can't get near since. As always, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. This channel is about Peloton, the bike and the tread. Also, I do some videos on electric vehicles as well as health, wealth and happiness. Quite a gambit, I know. My next tip is always do the post-ride stretch. So after a ride, you'll be offered a post-ride stretch. It's only 5 minutes, or if you want to, you can find them in stretching, and if you put length of class 5 minutes, that will bring up the post-ride stretch. Don't skip these because they're really good for your mobility and will help with your performance on the bike. My next tip is to use stacks. So let me show you, give you some idea on how to use them. So if I want to do a 5-minute warm-up ride, here we are, here's one with Sam Yo. I can hold that and it will add it to a stack. I'll come back to that later about where it is. It's down here. But if I go to all the classes, well, say for instance, after the warm-up ride, I want to do a 20-minute climb ride. So let's look at climb rides. I'm going to pick that one. That's added to my stack. And then I want to do a 10-minute arm session afterwards. So let's see if we can find one. 10 minutes arms toning. There we are. So I'm not going to press and hold on this one. I'm going to go into it. You can also add it to your stack there if you accidentally go into it rather than stack it. And then I click on my stack and there's my 3 workouts. I've got the 5-minute warm-up ride, I've got the 20-minute climb, and I've got the 10-minute arms toning at the end. If I don't really want to do that now, I can modify my stack. I can either move them up or down, or if I want to, I can just delete them completely. My next tip is to ride with a friend. So if you and your friend can start a ride at the same time, there's 2 ways to do it. So the first way is Peloton sessions. Let me show you a quick overview of that. Here is sessions. And what sessions is every 5 minutes, a number of classes starts. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So currently every 5 minutes, 16 classes will start and each class will have its own live leaderboard. The next way is more old school. So Peloton Sessions was in beta. It should come back fairly soon, but if it's not there when you watch this video, the next way is to, you and your friends, you find the same ride, you do it old school, you phone each other up and you just do a counting and press start button. This next tip is about not being disheartened. So if I do 5 rides on the bike, what I generally find is that 3 of those rides are fairly consistent and are good rides. 1 might be epic and 1 might be a shocker. And what I'm saying is don't kind of dwell on the 2 extremes. Concentrate on the 3 good rides, and that's where you want to work to get the improvements. My last tip is if you start a YouTube channel, never put a moose image behind you because you'll just look like you've got, no, I'm joking. My last tip is to get yourself some of these. These are shoe hangers. So these are just from Amazon. You can get them from Etsy. Just search Peloton shoe hangers. Let me show you how they work. A pair of these will save you a lot of mess. They just clip into the bottom where your weights are and you just hook your shoes on. And everything is lovely and tidy. Here's my big tip. After you've done 25 workouts, you'll get a referral code. And what that means is when you start talking to your friends about Peloton, the bike or the tread, if they buy a tread using your referral code, you'll both get £100 or $100 or euros to spend in the Peloton apparel shop, where you can get t-shirts, water bottles, towels, even socks. I'm not sure you can get socks in the US yet. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description of how to get to your referral code. It's the UK link because I'm in the UK, but just change .co.uk to .com or whatever your territory is. And that will take you to your referral code. And when people ask you about your Peloton, just hand it out. You can have £1,200, euros a year to spend in the Peloton apparel shop. Although that sounds like lots of money, the stuff is a little bit pricey, so it won't go as far as you think. And then you just pay for postage. When you do place an order, I would say you can only use one code per order. So go up to $100, euros or pounds, and then try not to go over by very much. And then place that order. You'll just pay £4 for shipping if you're in the UK, and then get another code and place another order. You can't use more than one code per order, is what I'm saying. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, and you haven't done already, please hit the like button. I'll put some other videos around me now, as well as a subscribe button. And until next time, see you soon.